Hey love, I'm Sharr Smith, intuitive energy alchemist and spiritual teacher. Welcome to Journey To Self, an emotional wellness and self-discovery podcast here to ask the powerful questions so you can reveal the true potential that exists in all things for yourself, like your life, your business, and your manifestations. Journey To Self is your reliable resource for learning how to adapt and overcome. Each episode, we cover topics that allow you to hold space for yourself and pay attention to where your thoughts are building momentum. This is so you can take control and transmute the energies of stress, anxiety, and even burnout and begin to create a happy, healthy, and balanced life. All right, so we're just going to dive in. I'm just going straight up ask you this question, okay? Are the odds against you, or are you just afraid to use your own fucking free will? Today's episode is where we're going to be diving into the energy and emotional pattern of feeling defeated by life and how to bounce back. Yes, it's a little bit of tough love, but it's necessary sometimes because sometimes we get stuck in this spiral and this identity of being a victim, and we need a little kick in the ass to get up out of it, right? Even for those of us who, are always having our shit together, at least in the public eye, and everything behind closed doors is falling apart, but nobody else will be the wiser, right? Now, y'all know I'm all about researching and diving into the energetics of things as a means of self-discovery to build awareness and fix shit. So the very first thing we need to look at is this word defeat, or feeling defeated, right? So we can actually see what energy is being spelled. Now, we all know words are spells. That's why they call it spelling, okay? So what is defeat? Defeat has a couple different definitions. The first of which being having been beaten or overcome in some sort of battle or contest. Now, when I see battle or contest, to me, this signifies two things being at odds with one another. This could be people and ideas, which is most common, but this can also happen energetically, okay, with your energy. The second definition listed was demoralized and overcome by adversity, or to be demoralized and overcome by adversity. This definition in and of itself signifies resistance. So it makes you stop and ask, okay, well, what's causing the energetic resistance and where am I feeling it in my body, or first noticing it in the body, right? Now, then there's this other perspective of what it looks like energetically to defeat someone else, right? So to defeat someone else is to prevent someone or something from achieving an aim or goal. Now, when we look at the etymology of this in late Middle English, the word defeat means to undo, destroy, and or annul. So again, you have to take a moment of stillness and ask yourself, what is being undone here? What in your energy is being annulled, aka denied the ability to exist? Now, in my own lived experience, what comes to mind is my business. I've been in biz for some time or some years now, especially for those of you who know and have been rocking with me for a while. I appreciate the love, the dedication, the support, but it's been a journey. Be quite honest with you, I can't even get it out. It's been a constant uphill battle until recently, right? So money would come in and then be scarce for months and sometimes years at a time. Yeah, like you heard me, years at a time. Okay, no matter what strategy or marketing technique I used, shit just had no longevity in the results or wasn't working for me at all. There were serious moments of doubt, loss of relationships, for people just not getting what it is that I wanted to accomplish in life and why I was taking this route of entrepreneurship and all the things. Like, society just teaches us to go the school to 9 to 5 route and then retire when you've wasted most of your years working for somebody else and doing whatever everybody else feel like you should be doing for your life. Anyway, I digress. Loss of relationships and multiple times where I just wanted to give up. Family and so-called friends talk shit about what I was doing and constantly declare that I would fail. At some point, depression and anxiety kicked in deep, and I mean deep, okay? And every time I turned around, it felt like life was kicking my ass, kicking me down, despite everything pointing to the fact that I was supposed to be doing this. Like, you don't have these desires in your heart and your body, right, energetically for no reason. You're being shown them for a reason because they are meant and intended for you. But sometimes the road is just not smooth. Sometimes it's bumpy as hell to get you there. Yes, it's character development and origin story type shit, but nonetheless, it feels defeating. It feels hopeless and helpless at times, right? So finally, I got to a point where I had to stop and ask myself, what the fuck am I missing? Why are all the efforts being blocked and accounting to nothing? Why the hell am I still not seeing results despite having done everything I'm supposed to do? Hired the mentors and the business coaches, took the business programs, even the ones for my specific energy type, like creating funnels and all the things that they tell you to do when you get into having an online business and doing this particular line of work and career, right? It wasn't until I realized that the odds weren't stacked against me. I was just too fucking afraid to use my own free will. When I stopped underestimating myself, that's when I became confident in my decisions and victorious in seeing my way through. I had to stop and look at all these areas of self-doubt, anxiety, and uncertainty, and pinpoint what exactly was feeding this identity of being a victim so that I could get out of the habit of underestimating myself. What you don't realize is that the reason why you feel defeated in life, like nothing you do is working and like it's almost as if you're helpless despite all your efforts, it means two things in my experience. One, you're using your resources incorrectly, or two, you're going against your natural flow of energy. If in the event it's your resources, this is a matter of applying a different use. So think about all the ways that people use straws. They've been used for musical instruments, as a means to curl your hair when you don't have the hair rollers. People use straws for gardening, jewelry and accessory making, picture frames, hulling strawberries, etc. Like, you have to think outside the box, okay? Now, if it's a situation where it's you going against your natural flow of energy, then it's a matter of understanding the basics of how you take in, digest, and take action on the information in your environment. And for this, you can easily use human design. You can pull your human design chart for free. That link will be available for you in the description box, in the show notes for you. And you'll just need your date of birth, your birth location, your exact time of birth. And you can just literally pull your chart for free. So you don't have no excuse with that, okay? One of the aspects or elements within your human design chart, also known as your body graph, for those of you who are new to human design or still learning the lingo, there are arrows at the top of your body graph known as your variables or your primary health system arrows, or PHS arrows, right? So you can look at those to understand your specific flow of energy and how it is you're taking in information. Another place you can look in your human design chart to better understand what it is that serves as your anchor in terms of your resources and what you have to have present, is you can look at the earth gates. Now, there's a quote or a popular saying in the human design community that says body leads, mind follows. I believe the person that's most known for using that quote or saying that quote is Victoria Washington. She's a manifestor in human design. But anyway, when you're looking at your earth gates, you want to look at the body and mind sides of your charts respectively, right? So for the body, it may also say design, but for the design side of your chart, it's going to be on the left hand side, and it's going to be all of the red squares, right? You want to look at that with the perspective of understanding that your body energetically, this is what's happening on autopilot without you necessarily being aware of or having conscious knowledge or, again, awareness that you are doing it, right? It's just something that's happening energetically, running in the background, like you have systems and programs and stuff running in the background on a computer. On the personality or mind side of your chart, which is on the right hand side of your human design chart, those will be the black squares. This is the energy of who you think you are. And so in terms of understanding this identity of being a victim of defeat, right? You have to look at your thoughts. So these are going to be the thoughts that are driving your actions and behaviors that are leading to this constant experience or repetitive loop of being defeated or feeling defeated, right? So these are your actions and behaviors that are trying to either override or support your natural way of being. And so you also want to look at the way that we experience emotions, right? To get a better understanding as to how all of this ties in and how you can work with it and use it to help you learn how to bounce back and get out of this victim mindset and this identity of woe is me and nothing is working. And I get it, and I don't say that lightly. Again, I told you all the shit that I've been, dealing with, just trying to operate and run and be successful in my business. Like, I'm a first time business owner in my family, so everything that I'm learning and doing is self-taught or the first time around happening. So I don't have the examples within my family line to say, okay, hey, this is how to do it. This is, where to look and what to do, etc., etc. So again, it's about understanding, one, if you're using the resources at your disposal correctly for you and how you are energetically wired, or if you are going against the way that your energy naturally flows to do different aspects of business. Okay, so going back to looking at this process of emotions, when we experience emotions, where it starts out where you're in an environment. So this could be you by yourself or you around other people, places, and things. You're in an environment, all of a sudden you're triggered by different stimuli in your environment. And once that happens, the organs in your body pick up on the energetic signals, and then you experience emotions. Emotions are felt in the body. Once the energy or energetic signal is picked up in the body by your organs then take that energy and changes it into data that your nervous system can understand. And in this instance, it becomes or gets translated into the awareness of the six senses, right? So see, taste, touch, hear, smell, and then of course your sixth sense, intuitive or intuition, right? So this could be a gut feeling or just however your intuition works for you. Me, myself, personally, I have several different intuitive instincts. We'll just leave it at that, because if not, I'll be here rambling on and on. Anyway, I digress. So then once you make sense of that, or your body has, I'm gonna get it out. So once your the data is translated into information that your nervous system can understand, you then begin to form thoughts about what you feel in your body, right? So this is anxiety, stress, anger, joy, excitement, pleasure, like whatever the emotion itself is. You then begin to form thoughts and ideas about what they mean specifically about you or the situation that you're in, right? Once you develop those thoughts and ideas about what it is that you're feeling, because your feelings are cognitive, and those are your thoughts. And I know you're like, this is a lot going on. Stick with me. So emotions are felt in the body, and your feelings, aka your thoughts, are cognitive. So once you have created a story and placed meaning behind the emotions being felt in the body energetically, then you run into two paths forward. Either you're going to trap the emotion, and it's going to build up like pressure in a pressure cooker and eventually create dis-ease, a disruption in your natural flow of energy, because the energy doesn't die. It simply changes form. And so it's either going to be allowed to flow freely and easily, or it's going to run into quote unquote roadblocks and again be pressurized until it builds and builds and builds and erupts like a volcano and changes form into something else, trying to sustain or have enough space to be contained. And when you start talking about dis-ease, this manifests in the form of different illnesses and aches and pains and things of that nature in the body, right? The other path is for you to allow the energy to flow freely and easily and simply process the emotion for what it is, not making it mean something specifically about you, but rather using it as a sense of or a point of awareness. And so this is where it informs you of what is going to help you and support you to feel safe, sane, and secure in the situation that you're in. This is why it's so freaking important for you to understand how your own energy works, what your energy requires, and all of those different aspects, okay? So when you start noticing that you are in this space of feeling defeated and feeling helpless and hopeless, like no matter what you do is working, and no matter what you try, you're not getting anywhere or making any progress, you need to stop and look at how your energy is flowing and pinpoint the places or the points of dis-ease where your natural flow of energy is being disrupted or being denied the ability to exist, okay? If this conversation opened something for you and you're ready to move beyond awareness into the grounded clarity, the portal to explore this deeper with me and walk through is my Substack, Mercury's Den Liberated Soul. This is where deep feeling and deep thinking ambitious women who are ready to stop circling emotional loops like feeling defeated and painful life experiences go to step into clarity, okay? You can subscribe for free to step inside and sample the clarity and see what resonance feels like in your body in this particular container, or you can upgrade to become a paid member if you're ready to actually stop spiraling in this defeat that you've been feeling and bounce back victorious. This is where you get access to the fast lane to emotional clarity, and I hand you the actual codes to unlock the resonance in your own path forward. Again, the links to get started are listed for you in the show notes below, and I will see you in the next one, my love. All right, bye. Thanks so much for listening to Journey to Self, your number one resource for emotional wellness and self-discovery, helping you learn how to adapt and overcome. Scroll down, press play, and meet me in the next episode. Bye, love.